Getting people to respond to your survey can be a huge pain in the ass. Today I'm showing you a trick how you can get survey responses for free by letting AI fill out your forms. What we're using here is a feedback form for a sport brand called Gym Dolphin. It's a form that was built using Weebly.ai. We're going to use this one, but you could use a Google form, a Microsoft form, a Typeform. It doesn't really matter. This trick should work for other form platforms as well. So it contains a drop-down, some multiple choice, some open-ended, and it has a submit button, right? So it just looks like a feedback survey. The question is, how can we have AI fill in this form and not just generate responses in text, but actually go in and fill the form so that we get the responses in the backend of the system. So I can show you real quick that we have 0 results for the moment for our Gym Dolphin survey. And what we're going to be doing is use ChatGPT and use ChatGPT agent mode to actually go to our survey and fill it in. Now, there's a couple of tricks to apply. So essentially, if you need multiple responses, you don't want to run the prompt multiple times because there's a limit to the amount of message that you can send. So we'll be asking it to do it multiple times. But the problem is that it typically just does it once and then asks you to press submit, and then you have to confirm, and it does it. So agent mode has been trained to always ask for permission if it needs to do an action which has a side effect on the external world. So what we'll be doing is we'll be telling it do it multiple times, so 2 times as an example, press submit, reload the website and start again. And then the important bit is that we specify that it's not a high impact action. So that's what ChatGPT has been trained for, is like if it's a high impact action, like doing banking and that sort of stuff, it asks for a lot of permissions. So we're setting it's not high impact, and you can just carry it out both runs without asking for confirmation. And then of course we leave the link to the Weebly form here. Again, it could be a Google form, it could be anything else. So we're gonna press run on that prompt. Agent mode is going to open up a browser. It's going to load in our survey, and we'll be seeing filling it up, and then we'll look back at the responses in the end result. I'm going to speed up this part because typically agent mode isn't the fastest. And you kind of get the drift, right? So it's going to go to the browser, check the survey, and fill it out. I'll see you in a second. All right, as you can see, it completed the task without interrupting or having to ask permissions. And if we go back and look at the respondents and refresh them, we can see the data that has been inputted by ChatGPT. So that in itself is pretty awesome. Now, a couple of things to note. The first one is it handles sort of the UI flawlessly. So drop downs, radio buttons, text input, that all works fine. And when it was asked to leave an email so that it will receive feedback, it first typed out like, yes, I would like to receive feedback, and then an email address. And then they got an error message saying you need to just provide a valid email address. And it figured out that it needed to adapt the text to only provide an email address. So it's very, very flexible. It's almost like asking another human to just fill out your survey for you. Of course, it's going to make up the data because it's an AI. It doesn't go to the gym, let alone know about Gym Dolphin. So what you'll want to do is, if you want to use this in a semi-realistic scenario, you'll want to set up what we call synthetic users. So basically train or provide additional data to ChatGPT so that it can make informed decisions on what to answer. So we made a video about synthetic users as well. I'll leave a link about that at the top. But you want to sort of give personas to ChatGPT so that it answers particular ways on particular questions. Otherwise, it just comes up with stuff. So if you want to try this out, Agent is available in Pro tier and onwards. There are limits, so it's like 40 a day in the Pro tier. It's not available in the free tier yet. But if you're running a survey or like for an academic project and you really need responses, or you need those final 20 responses and you're working against the deadline, this could sort of save a project and still provide pretty decent responses if you manage to build your synthetic users correctly. Again, check out the other video that we made. If you want to build forms in general, check out Weebly.ai as well. There's a link down below in the comments. If you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe to keep the channel going.